All right, guys, we are live with
guys.
Who's this?
Daniel Photography.
All right, and
Allure Cosplay.
all right. So, what are we doing today?
All right, so today we're gonna be doing a 1-hour workshop. We're gonna do some basic beginner cosplay photography stuff. I'm gonna teach you guys some basics, what you need to know about your cosplayer, what you need to know about your photographers, researching your characters, some tips and tricks on how to shoot cosplay photos, whether in a studio or even on the go at a convention. And that's
Okay, I'm gonna turn off the AC. Yeah, maybe just can we? I'm not sure if people can hear. Are you guys okay? Is anybody like super hot?
I'm okay.
You over here?
I don't know what it is.
I'm good. I'm a little hot, but I don't need it.
Okay.
Just so you guys can hear us better, I guess.
Yeah, and I'm gonna turn off the music too.
All right, so you're setting up your cosplay shoot. A couple of things you need to know first. You're gonna need to know who your cosplayer is, what their cosplayer character is. Best thing to do: talk to your cosplayer, get to know them a little bit, know what kind of style of photos they like to take, know what they're comfortable with. Look at their Instagram. You can get a good idea there too, but make sure you talk to them always. So don't just assume what they're comfortable with and things like that. It can get you in a bit of sticky trouble sometimes. Other things to know is, of course, the character that they're cosplaying. Is it a really lively, colorful character? Is it a dark and gloomy character? Figure that out. If you don't know the character, research the character, because you need to bring out the personality. It's not just like a fashion shoot where you're just showing off the nice outfits and stuff. Know the character, bring out the character as well too. Would you have any things that you would want to say in terms of knowing your photographer and things like that?
Hey guys, I'm a little nervous, so I'm sorry to mess this up. However, I do want to talk a little bit about knowing your photographer. So if you're shooting with somebody brand new, I definitely suggest that you go on their page and look at their previous work, see if that's something that you're interested in or something that you're not interested in. You can also talk to some cosplayers that have worked with this photographer before, and maybe they can give you some advice or some kind of should you work with them, should you not work with them, what kind of stuff are they capable of doing. They will probably know that because they have worked with the photographer before. Also, I think the communication with the photographer is very important. Every photographer is their own artist. They have their own vision of what they want the photo shoot to kind of look like. For example, one photographer can look at this costume and say, it's a pretty dress, let's add some flowers, smile. And another photographer can say, this is a badass character, let's do some action shots. So definitely just talk to them beforehand and make sure that you understand each other and your visions match into what you want to come true.
Beauty. I dig it.
Perfect. Yeah, so me and Allure have talked a little bit about what we're going to do, what cosplay we chose to do. So among our discussion, we decided to go with the female Sasuke. We got the cursed seal there with the makeup on there. So if you guys know Sasuke from Naruto, he's kind of an emo boy type of a guy. He's a lone wolf. He stays by himself all the time. So a lot of these shots, I'm going to be using a lot of my styles, what I'm comfortable with, and that's making him very gloomy looking, dark. I'm going to use a lot of shadows, things like that to bring out his dark personality. We have a female version of this though, and we do want to show off that costume as well too. So in some of the shots we are going to make it a bit feminine as well too, because that's what art is. You don't have to always stick with that canon character. You can express yourselves in different ways, right? So do what you like doing, have fun with it, and I don't know, just have fun with it, and you're gonna get the best shots of that, doing that, being able to express yourself the way that you usually express yourself in art. So
yeah, and I think that also if you talk to your photographer, you can definitely have different ideas about locations that maybe you didn't think about before. So definitely have that conversation beforehand. You can even send each other some reference photos of kind of what you're looking for. If you have any ideas of anything else that you want to do, you might want to find some kind of a reference photos of a specific pose and send it to them, because they might have an idea how to enhance that photo and make it really work for your character.
Amazing. Also, are you on a swing?
Perfect. Okay, so that's I guess the easy part of it, the quick breakdown. We're gonna go into the bit 2 more segments, so a bit more lengthy. First things we're gonna talk about really is bringing out the character of your, bringing out the personality of the character. So we're gonna shoot here. We've got some props. She's got a sword there. We know Sasuke has. He does do fire techniques. So if you're good at photoshopping, you would want to maybe try to do some fire ninjutsus in there. He has his Raigeki or 1000, what do we call it?
He has one leg gun.
Yes, the lightning, I forget what that's called. But yeah, so you can always edit that in. Quick, easy special effects you can do with that if you guys are good with lighting as well too, is using gel colors. So you can create a flash in the background with lights. I won't be showing that to you guys this time because it is a bit more advanced and it's going to be hard for you to do on the go at a convention. So I'm going to teach you guys some stuff that is more versatile. Maybe you're running around with one light setup, and that's cool, but I'll give you guys some tricks later if you guys do a setup in like a lobby con or something like that. But yeah, so first off, portrait shots. You're gonna want a lot of portrait shots because people at the end of the day, they want to look good. They want to show their face, they want to show their makeup, their wigs, their costume up close and personal. You're gonna want that. I do full body shots from time to time, but really you don't get a lot of the detail, especially on Instagram and full body shots. I like to stick with things maybe about calf, maybe thigh upwards. That's the stuff that I really usually deal with, and
any reason why?
Really good shots that way.
Any reason why on the crop?
In terms of portraits, I think that's the best look, at least, because it doesn't take away too much from the rest of the costume itself. Like with shoes and everything like that, you don't really care too much about it unless they're really super fancy boots you want to show off. And if you're gonna do something like that, I would make maybe the boot the focal point of the photo, right? Otherwise, you really want to focus on the eyes, focus on the props, use that to create depth for your character. So I guess we'll start off with just some simple portrait shots. I'm going to use natural lighting right now. Settings I have right now, I have a preset for ISO 400. I'm going to do 1/200th of a second for my shutter speed, and I'm shooting wide open on my lens, 2.8.
What kind of lens is that?
I got the 24-70mm Nikon.
All right.
My favorite lens. I love it. The most versatile lens out there for a convention, so I highly recommend if you can afford it.
Go on, brush that dirt off your shoulder.
Alright, so let's do a couple of quick shots here. Okay, so you always want to double check, especially if you're at a convention and you're outdoors, double check your shots because light is going to change all the time. If you're not very good at shooting on the fly with manual, shoot in aperture priority. I do it a lot as well too when I'm going on a con and I just want to run around and get quick shots. Aperture priority, set your depth the way you want it, and then a lot of the stuff you're not even going to really need to do too much. So really right off the bat here, natural lighting, I'll show you what I got. Just a quick shot we have on the swing there. We got some nice light coming through the windows, shadows on the side. And it's very simple. I don't really need to do anything on this in post, really. Right? So we can get some close-ups.
Does anybody have any questions? Anybody?
Okay. So this one, I had the flash going off in the background, so I just turned that off. We have some blue lights set up in here at that Toronto studio, which is pretty cool. The blue light gives a really, really great effect for Sasuke because we got the shadows. The character has a lot of blue. It plays with electricity a lot too, so that blue tone really fits the character really well. You get that on the side. You got the nice lighting from the windows. Pretty solid shot.
Sweet.
Okay, so do a couple more. Create some
What's-
angles.
Okay, so he's not using a strobe right now. Right now it's all just natural light as well as the ambient light that we have going on in the studio. There's that floodlight up there. Where's my finger? Up there. There's like a little strip there. There's a little thunderbolt. And then we also have these lights over here. These lights over here. So that's just like adding some blue to the shadows. As for the strobe, Daniel, you want to tell them what kind of strobe you have?
For the strobe, I got, so my go-to strobes really, I got two 8200s. I got it hooked up to a 80B2 Godox. I just got the 80B2, so it's new to me. Usually I run around with one of these 8200s, and it does just as beautiful of a job. I highly recommend it if you're gonna get this flash. It's super powerful, super versatile, and I don't know, great. I love it. I would get I'm thinking of getting a third one too. So,
Sweet.
yeah,
And
it's a
then
great flash.
you also had another question of what mood are you going for here?
So if you look at my page, you'll see that a lot of my shots, I have the background's kind of dark. I really want to focus in on my subject. With Sasuke as a character, I do want a darker background as well too. You can still see the background a bit, so it's not like I'm muting it out completely, but it softens it, takes the attention away from the background, and really focuses on the subject itself. I'm gonna create some stuff later with the flash, with a lot of dark shadows, and it's gonna be a very emo-ish feel.
Cool. All right.
Okay, so let's do some shots with the props. So I got a couple shots. I'll show you guys what I did while Daniel was talking earlier. These are the first ones. There we go.
Ooh, nice. That's with the strobe, yeah?
These are without the strobe, so these are all natural light.
Oh.
Yeah, ambient light, all ambient light. Cool.
Making such good use of ambient light that it looks like a strobe.
Alright, so with the sword, I can have you stand actually.
Sure.
So we can do a couple of things to create depth. If you have a prop, this is a great way to do it. If you have projectiles, I love using projectiles for a way to create depth. For example, if she had throwing knives or ninja stars, I might hold it right at the edge of the camera and create an effect where it looks like she's throwing it.
I accidentally switched to my face. There we go.
Alright, so
Good to know we're social distancing.
So you can use props in a lot of ways. You can create props like if you want to hold a prop right here close to the camera sometimes, you can get it in the lens and it'll look blurry. You can create effects where like they're throwing the ninja star, stuff like that. Cool little action shots that I like to use all the time. And I think a lot of cosplay photographers need to take advantage of that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
With the sword, we can do a little bit of stuff similar to that. We can have the sword come close to the camera where the subject and model is still further away, and that way you can create a bit of depth as well too. So what I'll do is I'll do some a quick one right here. I can have you put the sword. This is a real sword actually, so
Yes,
not
it is,
sharpened
so.
up. But
Let's
I
see
have
it.
you
Let's
rest
see
it
it.
on
Point
your shoulder.
it. Point it. Oh, I think my phone just split in two.
Alright, so I'm gonna have you pointing here, and I'm gonna have.
Real quick, I'm going to look through the questions and make sure that everybody's got their questions answered. Erica, AAA photo. I'm interested in the soft filtered aesthetic for cosplay photos. How do I achieve that?
Soft.
In the soft filtered aesthetic for cosplay photos, how do I achieve that?
So this here, I just took the shot here. I have the sword. You'll see the sword here coming into a blur.
Oh, very
Gives
cool.
it a bit of the depth, and you can still see the model super focused in there. Okay, so tricks like that. Soft aesthetic look for the photo. Generally, you're gonna probably want to overexpose your shots. It's the complete opposite of what I like to do. Where, for me, once I find my setting here, like for example, I have right now 400th of a second, 200 for my shutter speed. You're probably going to crank the ISO up a little bit more. And maybe shoot at 1/60th of a second. I wouldn't really recommend to shoot any quicker unless you have super steady hands. Outdoors, you're gonna have a better shot at doing this. It's a lot brighter. You can probably even shoot at 100 ISO, but you're gonna want to overexpose your photos. So that's how you're gonna want that soft look to your photos, really bright. Especially if you're doing like pastel colors, lolitas, those kind of shots, you want to overexpose your photos rather than underexpose like me. Perfect.
Okay. And if you're just tuning in, we are doing a cosplay workshop with
download photography. I thought I was on camera for a second.
and Allure Cosplay.
There we go. All right, so a couple of things. You don't always have to have your model facing the camera either. We can do some stuff where the model is facing away and even looking back. So we'll do that one sword pose we have in kind of the back. Do you want this as well too?
Yeah.
The one coming up from the side here.
Yeah.
Ah, just stabbed me with the sword.
All right, so this is a very trademark Sasuke pose with the sword. So
through the bow.
yeah, if you want. Hold this.
There we go.
Yeah. Okay, so from that end, it looks really good probably, but this is where you have to make a point as a photographer. On my end, I can't see the blade at all. So I would have to move her. I would have to move this over and make sure that does get shown. Okay?
Hello, Helen says hi to both of you.
Hey, Helen. Alright, so I'm gonna have you pull that up a little bit more. I'm even gonna have you raise your arm higher. Okay? Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna create a little bit of more angle. I want you to turn that way. And have yourself, if you can get your hair over your shoulder a little bit more, I'll hold that for you.
Hold that for me. Thank you.
And I'm gonna have you look over your right shoulder a little bit more. Perfect, that's good.
I'm trying to get all artistic with the shot here. Sorry guys, I'm trying. I'm trying to do the through the elbow little triangle shot.
Okay, so we got some shots over there.
Sweet.
There's actually a really bright blue light there, so kind of using that to kind of give a bit of a glow as well too. And generally, I could even make this even more darker if I want for my aesthetics. So let's do that.
Doing it again?
God dang it, I keep switching to my face. And I'm not even touching like the button, it's on like the opposite side of the screen. Sorry guys.
Turn a little bit more this way. This way. Perfect.
For those who are missing shooting, we hope this helps. You might not be able to come shoot, but you can shoot vicariously through us. Hashtag social distancing.
Okay.
Hashtag stay safe. Hashtag COVID-19.
Wow.
Okay, so I just made mine just slightly a bit darker.
Ooh, yeah. Holy, that's a big difference. Let me see that on camera real quick. Woo. Very cool. This is almost giving it like a clarity bump too. That's cool.
Okay, so let's see here. We can do.
Oh, this keeps happening.
I would want to come and maybe play with a little bit of lighting as well too now.
Okay.
So now that we've got some idea of how to use props and stuff like that, I don't know how are we on time. Maybe we could do some more of that stuff.
7:20.
So 20, we got a lot of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
Questions, anybody?
Yeah. With the swing here, we can even play with some layers as well too, because we got these ropes as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we can create layers, keep things in front of your model, keep things behind the model. So we'll have you sit here. We'll face this way, get another angle on the shot again.
Here.
Yep.
That's okay.
Sounds good.
Whoops.
And you see that there. I have you leaning in closer to this. And this is going to be more of a feminine-ish style look for the Sasuke.
You know he's a hardworking photographer because he didn't sit down, even though he totally could have.
If you guys see me at convention and stuff like that, you'll probably see me lying down on the ground a lot.
Yeah, that's a true photographer right there.
Okay, so we got shots like this.
Woo.
Yeah, and then I can get in close. No worries.
Where's the hair? Show everybody the hair.
Perfect.
Thanks, Danny Mejia. Hello, Helen. Thank you. Yeah, they're looking really good on the camera too.
Nice.
And how great do they both look on this workshop right now? Both looking like stars. Nice. Is that soft look that someone was asking about?
So she wants a soft look. Let me try to do a soft look.
Is
It's
that-
not my forte, but let's try it out.
I feel like that's looking kind of soft, a little bit, just like
I think she wants to go for a pastel-y. I'm
the
thinking-
high key.
Yeah, so overexposed. Let's see, let's try it out.
How do you like to capture shots that look more like action for cosplay? By Kevin
I love
Ganade.
doing that. Just
Something
saying.
like that. So this is not as I mean, you can still do this a lot brighter.
It's a little more feminine.
You can even go a little bit more exposed to get the background a bit more washed.
Mhm.
But basically, I upped my ISO to 1250. I have my shutter speed at 1/60th of a second. I'm still shooting wide open, so you get a nice blur in the background as well too. That's gonna also give you a very, what do you call it? That washy
bokeh?
effect.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the bokeh, the washy effect. That's what you're gonna want to do if you want the high exposure shots. That I can even crank it up even more. I wanna see actually how.
Can we
How,
do it maybe from behind?
Sure.
If you guys think they both look good, you can give me like your favorite emoji. Comment your favorite emoji. I think they both look like stars. Celebritas.
Kind of see
Look at them.
the Sasuke logo.
Cinematic.
If you turn a little bit more that way,
That
so,
way?
yeah, and look over the shoulder more. Yeah, there you go.
Illutti. Is that a duck?
Here's
Helen,
a washed
unicorn.
look there.
Helen commented a unicorn for you.
Unicorn.
Kevin Ganator, just a thumbs up.
Perfect.
Come on, Kevin. You can do better than that. Thumbs up.
All right.
He also asked a question real quick. How do you like to capture shots that look more like action for cosplay?
Action. Okay, so we can do some action shots.
But she can't
She's
really,
in-
right?
She's in a dress, so we can't do too hardcore action shots, but we can make things look like action. So.
Oh, happy birthday, Kevin. It's Kevin's birthday.
Happy birthday, Kevin.
Hey.
Happy
Thanks,
birthday.
Helen. Happy birthday,
so-
Kevin.
I get you over here.
Thanks, Erica. Did you get the tutorial that he gave you on the soft look? Are you content with that explanation? Keep going,
I'm gonna
guys.
have you come up a little bit more.
So we're doing
Okay, so
action now.
Shots. We can do some stuff where I have you two-hand swing. Yeah, like that.
Forward.
I'm gonna have you there first, like ready for a swing. Action shots, I recommend doing close up because then you kind of get. It's just like in movies when you watch the Batman and they're doing the fight scenes. They're all close up and it's like harder to see stuff. So getting that close up shot is gonna make it nicer. If you have wind and everything, even better outside. But otherwise, you can always get friends to throw hair. You can get them to throw capes or dresses, things like that in the wind.
Professional
But,
cape tosser right here for anybody who needs it. Same.
So we have that look there. I'm gonna have you lean forward a little bit more as if you were attacking me. There you go.
Can we get some thumbs up for Dan's personal protective equipment over here? Because, yeah, I think he's doing a real good job keeping us safe.
Okay, so we got some action shots like that.
Oof. Agneta's on fire.
Okay.
Amelia.
Anelia. That's what I'm. See, I was just testing if you knew your name.
Yeah. And then here, sometimes this is where I would get on the ground a lot because I like to shoot upwards. Get the sword in the
Perfect.
the shot as well too.
Both hands or one hand?
You can do one hand if you want. Sasuke usually would do the one hand.
The hair. Let's fix the hair. Every cosplayer knows this thing. Fix the hair before.
I have you stand staggered as well.
I have no hair.
Yeah.
I don't need to. Someone is asking if you have any tips for motion blur or a Chidori using low shutter speed. What's
What is
Chidori?
Oh,
Chidori?
Chidori.
What's that? What's that?
Yeah, so that's the move that I was talking about. The Sasuke with the lightning. So basically, it has a ball of lightning.
Ah.
So if you have flashes, this is a great way to create that effect. And what I would do is, if you have Sasuke, say, holding a Chidori like this, right? Okay, you can place a flash behind.
That's the Rasengan.
Behind
Chidori
the
is like straight hand, no?
Either way, any type of lighting effect that you want. You look at some of my pictures. I have people hold the rods, and it looks like the top of the rod is flaring out with light. So this is a cool way to do it. Put a light back here somewhere, and have it flash through. So you're gonna want to position the flash in a way that it's hidden in the back, and it'll come through the hand. And later on, if you want to edit that Photoshop, that electricity coming out, that's all you really need to do. All the other effects there are going to be there because you have that blue glow and everything already. I have one picture on Instagram as well too. It's an Ari from League of Legends. If you go find that picture on my page, I even have the flash in the background. I shaped the flash glow into a heart because Ari, she has the charm. She charms people. She has the the Korean heart. So I just flashed it with like a heart above there. Looks super cool. So little tricks like that. If you notice my photos, I don't like to over Photoshop too much. Everything I like straight out of the camera. But there are little tricks and stuff like that that I like to do to compensate for the not wanting to Photoshop.
Very cool.
All right, so
Tricks to help yourself.
And save time too, yeah.
Save time, you know?
all right, so yeah, so the exercise, I just took a couple more, so I'll show you guys that. Okay, so there she's like standing over a victim after she's slain them kind of look.
Very cool. Looking fierce too.
I'm trying to. I'm usually a goof and I'm just laughing around a lot. So
Alright.
for me to be serious, to become Sasuke's, I need to like compose myself.
Okay, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to start playing with flash. How are we on time?
We are at 7:28, so you're good.
7:20, yeah, so we're pretty much right on time. I'm going to change my settings a little bit. We're going to start using the strobe.
Cool.
So again, if you see me at conventions, a lot of times I will be running around with my carrying case and I will carry this flash with me. I did get a smaller one just to make it easier for me because this is hell on a convention day. So I have, usually I'll bring my 180-200. I'll bring a second 80-200 just in case I want to do lighting effects and stuff like that. 2 light stands, I'll carry it around in a carrying case with wheels. Makes life a lot easier. But a lot of times I'll just stick with one flash, and that's what we'll teach you today, just to make things easier. One flash, one stroke. I can have you right up against the wall here.
Helen said looking fierce, girl.
Thank you, girl.
And if you're just tuning in, we are, this is That Toronto Studio, and we are doing a cosplay workshop with...
What?
Dan Law Photography.
Second time. Dan Law Photography and Allure Cosplay.
I have you lean up against the wall, kind of like this.
Be sure to check them out. Give them a follow if you aren't already.
Thing opens up a little.
And then tune back in if you want to see the rest of it.
Out a little bit. Left shoulder out a little bit. Perfect.
So this flash over here does not have a plug. It looks like it's just got batteries, which is awesome.
Okay, so I'm going to move this a little bit.
Hey Google, patio lights on.
Okay, so here's
Okay, don't.
one shot with the strobe there. So I'm kind of giving that emo-ish look there. It's kind of in the shadows, dark. Background's kind of blurred out with the darkness there. You can just kind of see the things there. There's a whole bunch of stuff back there that you guys can't even see because the trees and the darkness of it is kind of hiding it all. Cool. So once you get your lighting set up, you can play with a lot of poses just there. Once you get your lighting set up in a studio kind of a setting, try not to change it too much because every time you have movement away and closer towards the light and stuff like that, you're gonna have to readjust everything.
That's true. And on top of that, the more you adjust your light, the more time you spend testing versus actually shooting.
Exactly.
So, yeah, unless you want to be that guy that's like, hold on, let me just check my camera. Hold on, let me just check my camera. Which, like, I've been there.
All right, I'm gonna have you have the sword over the shoulder. Perfect. Maybe on the other hand. Yeah. There we go. And I have you
I'm on
turn
the
it
swing.
so the blade is facing upwards. Turn the sword.
Oh.
Yeah. There you go. All right, and again, leaning against the wall a little bit. Have the sword a little bit lower down. Perfect.
I hope I'm not butchering your name, but Liao Kaman says, I've never cosplayed before, but this makes me want to try cosplay now. Looking good,
I
guys.
have you turn a little bit more this way.
And thanks, Helen. Erica asks, what do you do if you want to take a quick shot of a cosplayer, especially at conventions where it is super crowded?
Great question. So here's a couple of shots we just took here.
Oof. All right.
Okay.
Fantastic.
If you're at a convention, you're doing LobbyCon photos and stuff like that. If you do have a flash, I highly recommend keeping a flash with you anyways, even if it's an on-camera flash. What I like to do is generally what I normally usually do anyways. If you look at my photos, I have my background pretty dark. It kind of mutes out the background a little bit. I will also recommend, if you have people in the background, try to hide the people through things. So if I have just a few people in the background, I might use my model, position my model to cover the people in the background. That way you don't have to go through the trouble of editing it out. But if you do need to edit one or two people out in the background, maybe one day I'll have a tutorial to teach you guys how to do that. So very simple stuff there, but yeah, you want to hide people, that's the easiest thing to do. If you have a flash, what I would do is I would crank up my flash so that I get my model exposed, and I'm going to turn my shutter speed way up, maybe 25/100ths of a second, 3,000ths of a second. That's going to, in a big room, your flash isn't going to reach all the way in the back where people are. You're going to get a nice solid dark background where it's like you're in an empty room, basically, in a black room. So that's a really neat way to do it. It's kind of hard to show you here, other than if I was to shoot that way. Yeah, so we'll do it.
Let's try it, yeah.
Yeah.
And also, if you guys are interested in more tutorials and workshops from Dan Law Photography over here, make sure to follow him. He's going to be posting, he's going to be keeping you guys updated on his Instagram. So make sure to tune in. And if y'all want to work with the lovely Allure Cosplay over here, make sure to follow her as well. Allure_cosplay. Bam. Hold on, let's just get a close up. Fierce. Woof.
All right.
That's going to be the cover photo. Right there. Right there.
So this is how I would do it, basically. You see, I have the flash properly exposing my model, and the background is almost very hard to see. So if you have people in the background, it's going to be hard to make them out. In post, you can brighten up the blacks and then mute them out even more. And this is at 4,000ths of a second, 100 ISO, right there. And I'm shooting wide open. You don't have to shoot wide open either. You can shoot maybe f5 or something like that, f8. That's going to help you block a lot more light coming into the camera as well too. That's also going to help make the background a lot darker and mute out people in the background. So I highly recommend using that trick if you like shooting dark. But if you're going to be shooting that bright, high exposure stuff, a lot harder.
Fair.
Okay. Let's get you in this corner over here. We'll have the barn door. Yeah, we'll use the barn door.
I think Helen is like takes the prize for being the biggest fan here because she's like being so supportive.
Thanks, Helen.
Yay!
My super supportive girlfriend.
Thank you.
Hello, Helen.
Okay, so we're gonna use this the barnwood here. Barnwood backdrop.
I gotta get out of the way, guys. There's a water bottle underneath this. Oh, that's okay.
Okay.
Oof.
So I'm gonna pull this the drape a little bit further out. I'm gonna helps me black it out. That effect that I like there. For these ones, we're probably not going to use a sword, so I'll take that. This one I can turn into a bit more of a fashion shoot. So I'm gonna have you do kind of those like fashion models where you go up against the wall, even against the wall, just so you kind of like
I've heard of Jessica Negri. Yeah.
This is her famous pose. I call it Jessica Negri.
Okay, so let's try the lighting from this side.
Cinematic. Yeah. Look at that lens flare, guys. Come on. This is like full production value over here. Oof.
Shots are great. So just keep changing up the poses.
Kev says that's his favorite wall. This one, or this one, or this one, or this one. The picture frame. Which is it?
Yeah, let's do some gloomy looking shots, or like almost like you're depressed. Get that depressed Sasuke look in there.
Look at that lens flare, guys. Oh my god. Anybody remember that double rainbow video? Where the guy's like, it's a double rainbow. Oh my god.
Your arms maybe across. Yeah, that's
Anybody? Because that's how I feel about this lens flare here.
great. Maybe your left hand up
So
by your hair.
we're gonna give you a little demo of how his light's set up right now. So we're gonna zoom out here, and if you're just joining us, we are at That Toronto Studio doing a live cosplay workshop with Dan Law Photography and Allure_cosplay. You should go check them out if you haven't already. And Dan's going to be offering some more workshops,
Every time I do this,
so make sure to follow him if you want the news on that.
So show you
Allure
guys some
Cosplay
pictures.
is ready to work as soon as COVID ends or whatever. Just hit her up.
hey, I'm good with social distancing shoot. This is an awesome idea, and I definitely support it.
Cool. So definitely, if you want to work with her, hit her up.
So I'll show you some shots. While he was talking, we had a bunch of shots here by the wall. I'm just gonna flash through them real quick.
Sorry, guys. The iPhone's HDR is like automatically like distorting the image just a little bit. But,
See, once you guys got the lighting set up, you just snap away. You get a lot of beautiful shots right here. Change up the poses. You got some happy ones. You got some gloomy looking ones. The focus there.
And how beautiful is Allure Cosplay? Let's get some hands up.
Thank you, guys.
Let's see some hands, guys. Or thumbs up. We'll take a thumbs up.
All right.
Yeah. Go, Antonio. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So maybe some last couple of shots here. We'll have some sitting down. And have you against this white wall.
This one?
Live life on the co. Thank you. Kevin Ganator, thank you.
Thanks for dropping by, Arthur. All the support from my.
Great shots and cosplay. E. Luti,
All right,
thank
so
you.
from here,
Hello, Helen. Oof. Hello,
a lot of
Helen,
stuff
once
in
again.
terms of modeling, because we have to remember cosplay is not consent, so don't touch the model without their consent. If you need to move their arms in any way, ask before you need to. A lot of the times, I'll even show the model how I want them to pose by doing the pose myself.
Can you do a demo?
Too. Sorry?
Can you just do a demo of that? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, so...
How do you want her to
if
pose?
I want her to sit down,
Yes.
I'll show you what I want you to do.
perfect.
So, I'll have this over here. I may have you come up here instead of this and kind of look off to the side like that, right? So that's the kind of mood that I want you to look at. For example, like this, but I want you facing that way.
So are you gonna shoot from the side or from the front?
I'll be shooting from the side this way.
Okay, because and this is why I think it's very important to talk to your photographer. I love this pose, but I'm wearing a skirt, so if you were shooting from the front, that wouldn't really be the best option. However, if you're shooting from the side, you won't. Actually, I'm wearing shorts anyways. But if you were shooting from the front, you could kind of see everything. If you're shooting from the side, it makes for a wonderful photo. So let's try it.
Yeah,
see, guys?
Again, right hand at the top.
You just witnessed awesome communication between model and photographer. And that is definitely a good point on why it's important to talk.
Am I facing that way?
That's how you guys create collaboratively. And it's that collaborative effect that allows you to get the best out of your photos, right?
Should I have one leg up or not?
If you would like, yeah. Okay, that's perfect. So I'm going to do a couple of shots just like that.
Keviginator. I legit love saying that name. Keviginator. Keviginator.
Keviginator.
Keviginator.
Vegan cosplayer.
Oh, legit. Oh, well, that changes everything entirely. Keviginator. Oh, that totally makes sense. I was thinking like Terminator, but like,
So we got some shots like that.
that's interesting.
Okay, and then if I needed to have her move a certain body part or anything like that, I can ask her, is it okay if I move your arm to where I want you to, right? So give me a hand here. I can have you hold this as well too. And then lean into that. Perfect.
Oof. Fierce.
Okay.
Oh,
And have
fierce,
you
guys.
Turn your face a little bit more, so turn your head towards the
Helen didn't know how to say it either, guys. Whew. I'm not alone. Thanks, Helen.
Turn your head towards your shoulder. Perfect.
Also, sorry, Kevin. I didn't realize. Didn't realize I was saying it wrong this whole time.
Alright. Oh, this is super emo looking. I like it.
We're gonna go wide and then we're gonna go medium by going on the swing.
Look at that drape of the sleeve.
Woo.
Okay, so I'll show you guys some of the
Yeah, I heard that too.
couple of shots that I got just now of her sitting. Okay.
Oh yeah. Very cool.
All right. So yeah, so you gotta get your cosplayer to portray the moods that you want. If you want really sad looking photos, tell them not to smile. If you want them to smile, you're gonna get a little happier moods, right?
If you want your photographer to take darker shots of you,
Stop smiling.
Stop smiling.
Yeah,
Stop
yeah.
joking around. Get serious. Get in there.
You know what's funny though is like me as a photographer, I'm always like I want to get like a really serious like fashion, black and white, high contrast, bold, whatever, and then I'm just cracking jokes like the whole time because I don't know how to be serious, and it's so true. It never comes out.
If, a lot of my close friends that I work with in the cosplay community, they'll know that I like to make them do poses where they're holding themselves in really painfully excruciating ways. Like their quads are gonna hurt, their abs, their core is gonna hurt, and like sometimes I'll just make them hold it, even though I'm already done the photo. I'll just be like, yeah, stay
Just
there.
torture.
Hold it.
What is that? A sadist or a masochist? I almost fell off the swing.
All right, so yeah, that's pretty good there. I don't know if you guys have any other questions for me to go through.
Helen asked for a full studio tour before we wrap.
That's a great idea.
We have 15 minutes. Okay, guys, so Q&A on right now. And while I wait for the questions, we're just going to do a quick little studio tour. We just put wings. If you want some wings, you can shoot them here. So this is our makeup mirror. You can shoot, you can put two models at once to have their makeup and hairs done. This is Daniel. These are our backdrops. They're 9 feet wide, mountable over here, 9 feet high. It's $7 per foot for whatever you step on / touches the floor. This is our lovely kitchen, just redid. We added so many plants for you guys because you guys said you wanted more plants. So we literally spent way too much money getting some plants in here. There's some V-flats for you guys. A bunch of different backgrounds you can use here. As you can see, we added lots of blue lights. There's also a background here. Textured nice and green. There's a bathroom in here actually, which we just redid next to the Thunderbolt. Bathroom and change. I think you guys will like this. Really good light for selfies. Little psychedelic floor. Some plants up in here. No towel, only paper towels because we're trying to be COVID safe here. Once that's all over, we'll be putting stuff back in. We have like an old school desk thing going on with a chair that I actually reupholstered. We got a nice little ottoman over here, some wall art, plants everywhere, guys. Nice big full body mirror, which makes me 6 foot tall Daniel look small. Bunch more plants, blackout curtains, sheer curtains to diffuse everything, swing. We got lights you can rent. We got those. Dude,
beautiful.
All the girls just come here for the swing.
Yes. Also, if you see this place at night, I've seen a night shot of it with all the different lighting. I love it, and I want to shoot my KDA cosplay here because it looks so good.
Yeah. Thank you. And then we also have those lights up on the wall there, and some dream catchers right now. I'm actually going to take one of these dream catchers home because I fall in love with them. I think I'm going to take that one. There's also the one in the background over there. So that was the studio tour. Yeah, there's lots of stuff that's new, Kev. Kev Veganator. Hi, Jenny Chan, too. Jenny Chan the second said hi, Dan.
Hey, Jenny, how are you? Guys, go follow her account. Her account got deleted for some reason, so go check her out.
Everybody who knows Jenny,
yeah,
check her out. Everybody who doesn't know Jenny, maybe check her out anyways. All right.
Blue-eyed Instagram. I mean...
So Jenny actually asked, question, tips for shooting with a new photographer or model.
Okay, do you want to start with shooting with a new photographer? Have you ever worked with a person?
Yeah, so shooting with a new photographer, I definitely would suggest to, again, research their work beforehand, make sure that that photographer makes the type of photos that you are looking for. So, for example, if I want to shoot a new badass armor cosplay, I wouldn't go and look for a photographer in which I only see like lewd photos or something, right? Because they clearly haven't really done much of action shots or armor shots or anything like that. So definitely research their work. Talk to other people. A lot of other cosplayers, like you can totally look through their page, and they should have linked the cosplayer they're shooting if they know the tag to the cosplayer, obviously. Sometimes that's not possible because you just have lots of cosplayers that you're shooting all the time. But if you know somebody who's shot with them, definitely just ask them questions like, how did it go? How did the photographer go about shooting this? So, for example, I've had some photographers who will spend about 5 minutes to pose me the exactly perfect way to take the exactly perfect shot, and they'll just do that one shot and that's it. Let's go to the next pose. And there are photographers who will take a bunch of photos of pretty much like the same position but slightly different. And I really like that because you can definitely go through the photos and choose the best one. And if you're gonna actually work with a photographer like that, as you're posing, I definitely suggest, for example, you do a little pose. The first shot, look forward. The next shot, maybe you look to the side. The next shot, maybe you look down a little bit. So if you move your body ever so slightly, you're gonna find that one of those photos really sticks out to you and you really like it.
Yeah.
But with a brand new photographer, also bring a friend.
Yes, absolutely, 100% agree.
Yeah, I think that's very important. So definitely bring a friend with you if you're not comfortable. Make sure you're shooting either in a public area or something like that. Make sure, you're not going to shoot with somebody who may have had some questionable reputation or something like that, because then you can obviously expect certain types of photos from that photographer. Discuss prices beforehand. Don't discuss prices after that, because you may expect that, okay, my friend shot with this person and they were good friends, but they only charged them $40, for example. You guys are not good friends. You clearly just met the photographer, so they might want more than $40 from you because you're not their really good friend, and they might also be putting a lot more work into certain photos, like more editing, more time spent on it, right? So definitely discuss pricing beforehand.
Also, the millennials are going to hate this. What do you guys both think of getting on the phone with somebody beforehand?
Well, actually, I don't really get on the phone much either, to be honest. I don't talk.
You don't try to like pick up a vibe off the person? Well, I mean, maybe more for like girls, for models, like, because like if the guy's like, hi, how are you?
I usually go through Instagram. People who have worked with me before know that I'm super professional with the way I do things. I'm one of the few cosplay photographers out there that force you to sign a contract and everything before working with me. I have terms and conditions. I have my rules set out straight. If you don't like the way that I do things, I'm not going to work with you. That's just the way it is. I want to protect myself as a photographer as well too, because just like how you hear horror stories about photographers and models treating models wrong, you also hear stories about models possibly treating photographers wrong.
Very true.
In the end as well too. So protect yourself always. As a photographer, obviously all photographers have to start from somewhere as well too. So if you're a new photographer looking for advice, nobody owes you anything really. You need to build your own portfolio up. I started off by going to cons and just doing lobby con photos. Again, these are the same tricks that I've taught you guys today. In a lobby con setting, you're going to have people in the background. Find a way to make your character or your cosplayer stand out, even in a lobby con situation, so that they have a nice photo and maybe they'll repost it. Maybe you make some friends do it that way, and you'll keep eventually building that portfolio and building a network of clients. So that's my recommendation for new photographers, at least. In terms of me and working with new models or new cosplayers, if I'm going to look at it from a perspective of a new cosplayer that I've never worked with, not so much like a new somebody that's new to cosplay, but just somebody that I've never worked with. Again, same things that you would look for a photographer. Look at their work, see what kind of work they're done for. If you're not really familiar with the cosplayer, you can talk to other people that you've known that maybe have worked with them as well too. And yeah, I don't know, like make sure you do your research. If you're not comfortable with working somebody, don't work with them. That's that. At the end of the story, that's what it is. Keep yourself safe.
Okay, just a quick heads up. We got 6 minutes left. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you mentioned about having a contract and all. Like, cosplayers out there really need to understand that yes, this is my own cosplay. However, those are not my pictures. Even if I paid for them, I don't own the image. So, as a cosplayer, if you want to do prints or things like that, don't just go and do it by yourself. Definitely talk to your photographer, because they own the images and they can sue you because you use their property.
Absolutely.
So that's definitely very important.
And don't throw on a filter on images that they spent so much time retouching and making perfect, and then you throw it on with your like bunny filter or whatever. Please do not do that. We got a lot of love on that one.
Go to my Facebook page and read the terms and conditions and apply that to every photographer that you work with. Basically, it's all basic stuff. I mean, if you really do need to have certain edits and stuff like that, don't be shy. You can ask them beforehand. A lot of times they'll be willing to accommodate for you, and if they can't, then they'll tell you. Right? So it doesn't hurt to ask. It's just super insulting if you just after the fact added a filter or something like that. So
And hey, question. I know you guys are both like super busy and you guys got a lot going on, but if people do have some more questions, where can they go for some more information?
If you want to hit me up, easiest place to reach me is going to be Dan Love Photography on Instagram.
Okay.
I'm pretty active on there. Reach out to me, DM me, and I'll respond back to you. I have a lot of people. Even I have a guy from Florida that asks me for business advice sometimes too, and I love helping guys out. So ask me questions, and I'm definitely gonna do what I can.
Perfect. And he does workshops, so if you guys are interested in other stuff like in-person hands-on stuff, or you want some live feedback, this is like, he could only do so much. There's only so many questions we can answer, right, without interrupting the flow. But in person, you guys are going to get a lot more value because you're going to get actually like Dan here, live, interacting with you. You know, you can ask him questions, reviewing the photos on the spot.
Yeah.
Right.
A lot of you guys watching the stream have been to my workshops before in the past, so yeah, like it's hopefully you guys have learned a lot then. Hopefully you guys learned a lot now.
And then if we want him to do another workshop with Allure Cosplay, can we get some hands up? The hearts are going off.
Yay! Thank you guys so much. If you ever wanted to contact me, go under allure_cosplay on Instagram. I started making some YouTube videos and some props and costumes that I'm currently working on. So you can definitely see my current progress there, or just message me and talk to me and ask me questions. I love new friends. Please just reach out to me. Also, for the brand new photographers, I was just gonna mention, when you're a cosplayer and you find a brand new photographer, it's harder to see, it's harder to know who they've worked with if they haven't really tagged that cosplayer. However, usually cosplayers receive their photos back, and we do tag the photographer under the cosplay. So you can definitely go and see if you know any of those other photographers and talk to them and reach out to them and say, hey, how's it working with Allure Cosplay? Was she crazy? Did she do something weird? Is she a person you want to work with, kind of thing? So you can definitely just go and search that up. And for the cosplayers out there, please tag your photographers. Please, please, please. That's very important. They spend so much time, just taking the photos, working on them. They want to give you back those beautiful photos. And if you don't tag them, no one's going to know who did the work.
Very true.
That's it for me.
You gotta work together. Work together with your photographer.
Yeah.
Work together with your model. It's you all help each other.
And real quick, J Spidey 101 says thank you, very informative. Hello, Helen. J Sue, Keveganator. Who else do we got that showed their support? Live Life on the Co.
Yes.
Please let Dan know his hair looks great.
Thank you. I miss your haircuts.
He misses your haircuts. Oh, I love it. All right, guys, we are good to go. Thank you for watching the workshop. Once again, go follow them right now, like literally as soon as you get out of this workshop. Your usernames are
Dan Love Photography on Instagram, Facebook, and my website.
perfect. So that's at DANLA Photography. If I have to spell that out for you, then maybe Google it. And then you are
And Allure Cosplay anywhere. Aside from Twitter, because I don't do Twitter, but Instagram mostly. Some YouTube, some Facebook. Go follow me there.
And real quick, do you make cosplay stuff for other people as well?
I at one point in my life I thought about doing that. However, it's harder to do a costume for somebody else because they're not always there for you to measure things on them. When I make a costume for myself, I constantly measure and constantly check to see that fits. So it's much harder to make it for somebody else. But there's a lot of really amazing makers out there. So definitely go search out. There's people that will do amazing things for you. Not me though, sorry.
And lastly, we got Vasquez Makeup says, love you, Allure Cosplay.
Love you, Steph.
All right. Okay, everybody, thanks for tuning in.
Thanks for watching, guys.
This is Daniel from That Toronto Studio, safely social distancing, saying goodbye.
Peace.
I don't know how to end this.
How do we end this, guys?
There it is. Hey, end. Are you sure you want to end? Yeah.